What you know about me? What you know? Said my lip gloss is cool. My lip gloss be popping. I'm standing at my locker and all the boys keep stopping. What you know about me? What you know about me? What you know about me? What you know? Said my lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. All the boys keep jocking. They chase me after school.
Hello YouTube, it's your girl Shy. I'm back with another video. Welcome back to part 2 of making my Riyo cosplay. As you can see, I have my jacket right here, but before I get into that, I want to let y'all know some things. In part 1, I said I was gonna go back and fix how uneven it was. Well, I tried, but eventually I just failed, so I just left it as it is. But it's okay, you can't even really see it for real. Anyway. So as you can see, I started working on the black band that goes around Riyo's jacket. What I decided to do was take this scarf slash headband thing that I had found in one of my boxes and used it as the band. I cut them into rectangles and measured them to make sure they were the same size. I then took my measuring tape and used the centimeter side to measure out where I wanted to place my band. I decided to do 2.5 centimeters from the center of the jacket and 1.7 centimeters from the bottom. When sewing the sides, I wanted to make sure I avoided sewing over the fold that connects the back of the jacket to the front. If you want to see the entire process of me doing that, you can go check it out on my TikTok, linked in the description box below. Alright, moving on to the back, I took one of my pieces and started folding it up to make sure that it was the same size as the side piece. I then lined up the pieces by the ends and pinned them together. Alright, using my mini sewing machine, I used black thread for the outside of the jacket and gray thread for the inside. Alright, and there it is. This is what it looks like. Honestly, so proud of myself. This turned out super well. Next was to attach the rest of the back of the jacket, and because the jacket is uneven, I had to make sure that the piece aligned with the front 2 pieces of the jacket. So I took my measuring tape and I measured out the placement of the band from the bottom of the jacket and pinned it down. After that, I went ahead and did the exact same thing to the other side and sewed the entire piece together. I then sewed on the rest of the material onto the jacket. However, I realized that I was running out of it, so what I decided to do to utilize as much of it as I could was to cut it open instead. I then went and did the same thing I did with the first piece with this piece as well. Finally, I went ahead and filled in this gap that was left on the rest of the jacket. When I tell y'all, this is the part that really stressed me out. I had to utilize the very few pieces of material I had left to fill in this gap, and it just would not cooperate whatsoever. Every time I wanted to sew on a new piece, it would move and then the gap would still show, and I just had to keep sewing and sewing and sewing until my machine broke. It broke. I'm saying when I would turn it on, the light would turn off, and when I would turn it off, the light would turn on. The button operations were completely backward. This part was really what made the project go from maybe 3 hours to 9 to 10 hours. I didn't even finish this on the same day. I really wanted to cry and just throw away the jacket, but I didn't do that. What I did instead was leave the machine alone for the night, and I waited till the next day to see if it worked, and it ended up working, and I was able to fill in the gap and finish the back of the jacket. Anyways, here's the final results of the jacket. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I promise I will come back with part 3 as soon as possible, but for now, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
I want you to ride.